welcome back to Builders Banter. We're here for round 3. Today we've got a friend of mine who has been on the similar journey in his life, should we say, as myself. And we'll introduce him in a second. We'd just like to obviously put a big shout out for the business, sponsored by SM Home Improvements and Maintenance. Based down in Hereford, so please check us out on the website or the Facebook if anybody's interested in any gas or plumbing works. We also help with bathroom and kitchen installations and a few other minor maintenance jobs. So give us a look out. Otherwise, I'll introduce you to my friend to my left, your right on the screen, is Florin. So,
hey Stuart, thank you.
That's all right. Thank you for coming on today.
If
you want to give yourself a little plug, mate, tell everybody where you are, where you're based, what you do.
Which plug?
Yes, which plug? We'll get to that.
Right. So, hi guys. My name is Florin from ACF Plumbing and Heating. We are a family-run business in Northamptonshire, mainly gas work. We are not that. Not that busy like Stuart to run so many.
Busy fool, mate. Busy fool.
We try to stay focused on one thing. So today I said I will join Stuart to see how he goes with his podcast and have a bit of fun. So why not?
Well, hopefully we'll have a bit of fun. Obviously, Florin's jumped on the same bandwagon. He's got his own podcast. He's launching to Friday, I think it is.
Tomorrow.
The
21st.
Yeah, that's Friday, isn't it?
Yeah. Tomorrow.
Yeah, that's all right, Friday. And so I said he could have a little shout out. As we said, we all try and help each other out. At the end of the day, we all do the same things. We all work in the same trades. It's always better to help out than cause rifts. So please give your podcast a blowout, mate.
So I just actually started. Tomorrow will be the first day I will be published, which is Beyond Tools, a podcast designed to give tips and helps actually to homeowners and new trades people. So probably your plumber, gas engineer, even other trades as well. And you just want some help and some advice how to go around and navigate the journey. But so what you're going to be covering? You're going to be covering like
questions for people. So if they've got boiler problems, central heating problems, is it a case of maybe helping them with installation tips?
It's more
tool tips, maybe.
Advice on like choosing the right contractor for your project. Unfortunately, we still have
yes, we do
bad ones out there.
We still get the yeehaws, the cowboys.
Exactly. So we bump into too many jobs where customers, they just say, we did not know. We just choose that guy and it turned out as a nightmare. So we just want to kind of put the light on and help the customers to make better decisions. And then on the plumbers as well, I came across a lot of friends. They're running small businesses, but they struggle a lot because they don't have any system in place. And obviously, why not to give them a hand with that?
Yeah, it's surprising, isn't it? Like I say, as I said before, we're both sort of on a similar journey with business as well. That's sort of how we've sort of met, and it's surprising how many people are still running businesses and companies with no infrastructure in
pen and paper,
with pen and paper, and no system in process, and a massive thing. And people that are obviously looking to improve their own business.
And there is a huge tendency where customer actually they are looking for a company to work and that company to be very transparent and very clear what's going on. Because I think the major thing, I was sharing the same story in my podcast where I booked for a guy to come and repair my garage door. And it was booked for 3 o'clock. It was 3, it was 4, 5, 6 o'clock. No, and next day morning, called them again. Sorry, we were busy. We're coming today at 12. So literally it was 3 days we were waiting, but I did not receive any confirmation, nothing. So I did not know a thing. And I think that's very rude towards the customers. And especially if you class yourself as a trade people and you want to do some work. Do the work correctly.
Yeah, you got to treat. I always try and treat people how I want to be treated.
Definitely.
So, and courtesy is just just being polite, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think most people or most customers would be happy, all right, maybe slightly annoyed if you can't get there on the agreed time. But as long as you let them know that for whatever reason you're going to be late or what's happened, and you're honest with them.
Yeah, definitely.
And like I say, because if you randomly just said, like you said with yours, turned up at 12 o'clock the next day, but you go, well, sorry, but that's not convenient for me now.
Definitely not. Yeah.
So, it's always best to try and be transparent, isn't it? And let them know exactly what's going on.
Definitely.
So that's a little quick intro between me and Florin.
Yes.
We're going to be talking a bit more in a minute. So, but as usual, people that have been following us for the last few episodes now, we have a little sketch in. This particular sketch is, Florin's looking forward to this. This particular sketch is probably one of the good old British classics. It's the Two Ronnies, and it's the Four Candles sketch.
Four candles.
Four candles. Here you are. Four candles.
No, four candles.
Well, there you are. Four candles.
No, four candles. Handles for forks. Got any plugs?
Plugs?
Yeah.
What kind of plugs?
A rubber one, bathroom.
What size?
13 amp.
The electric bathroom plugs, you call them. The trade, electric bathroom. Right.
Saw tips.
Saw tips. What do you want, ointment or something like that?
No, saw tips, but covering the saws. Tips.
No, we haven't got any. Coming in, but we haven't got any.
Got any O's?
O's?
O's. No O's.
O's? I thought you meant O's. O's. You say O's, you think you said O's. O's, you meant O's.
No O's.
O's? What a... Oh, you mean pantyhose? Pantyhose?
No, O's. O's for the gate. Mon repose. O's. Letter O's.
Letter O. How many do you want?
Two.
Right.
yeah, I hope you enjoyed the part of the Two Ronnie sketch. I feel like I've been drinking some scotch. The Two Ronnie sketch. It's golden. It's a golden oldie. Everybody always likes a bit of the Four Candle sketch. If you stay to the end of the podcast, obviously the second half of the sketch will be shown and finished off. So hope you enjoy it and stick with us. But the reason we had that was we just wanted to sort of touch on dealing with people behind the counter, really. Obviously, in the sketch, it was the other way around. It was the tradesman that was a bit doolally, should we probably say? But with us, it's tends to be the other way around, and the people behind the counter are a little bit doolally. I've had a bit of a few dodgy dealings with people. I can't probably name the brand of the company, but one of them was the sort of a national plumbing company. And it seems to be like they always seem to employ the village idiot. I've been in places before now and asked for stuff, and they look at you like you're probably talking in Chinese or something to them. And like customer services is key, really, isn't it, for our industry?
Oh, yeah.
I've been in places before where we've been into collect parts, and you walk into the counter and there's nobody around. You stand there, and you can see 4 or 5 of them. No, they take the bells away because they get annoyed. I've been in places and they've got an office and there's 4 or 5 blokes there, all sat in the office, the big glass window.
You can see them.
And you look at them and they all look at you.
Oh, wow.
But you still stand there.
Yeah.
And then I've been there, I was there probably for this particular one, probably about 10 minutes before there was any movement.
Wow.
And I'm stood there and I'm staring, and without me sort of getting over the counter and, making a racket, and then bugging me, another bloke walked in, literally 10 minutes later, he walked up the counter, they come straight out to him. And I was just like, what the hell's going on in here?
Wow.
And it was almost the cliche is if your face fits. I don't know if you've ever heard that expression or not. It's like being in a little gang.
Oh, gotcha, yeah.
So it's like, I know him, we'll go and serve him, but we don't recognise you, so we'll make you wait type of scenario. And these companies have, in the past, have asked me to fill surveys in. For their customer service.
I bet you did.
I did, yeah. I did on a couple of occasions. I did, I doubt anything was ever done. But,
I think it is. I mean, I work with nationwide companies and suppliers, and in one point we have this big service company which is all over the place, and they got every single morning probably about 4 or 5 lads coming to pick up parts. Yeah. And the store has 3 employees. And at one point I spoke with the manager. I said, listen, mate, it's not normal. These guys, they came here, they stay till 9 o'clock just doing nothing and keeps all 3 of you busy. Why not dedicate one single person to that particular company and deal with the other ones? It's simple like that. Because sometimes for us as well, we were there like 6:30 in the morning before the shop opened, actually. And then you wait like an idiot an hour to serve these people like, I want that as well. And they come with this huge list and that kind of stuff. So it could be annoying. I think the worst is when you ask for parts and the person does not know what you need.
Yeah. So I use electrical one as well. Again, I won't name. There's two young lads in there, and we call them basically Beavis and Butthead, because they look quite similar and they're a bit like this, you walk in and you waiting for it to be served, and as soon as one of them comes through, you're like, oh shit, I've got him if I, and then they're polite enough, but you just know you're in for a long haul. And it can be something so simple, but you can be in there half an hour.
Oh wow.
I've been in and I've said to I've gone in, I can't remember what I asked for now. Oh, have you got such and such? Oh yeah. Okay, I'll have a look at the back. All right, mate. Yeah, you have a look at the back. I said, and I'll go, actually, I think I've already ordered it, so it might already be. Oh, right, okay. Oh, well, I'll find it then. and then he's gone for about 3 or 4 minutes, and he don't come back, and then you hear this. Have you seen such and such for so and so? And they're like, what? No, never heard of it. What? Who? For who? What?
Oh, wow.
What is it? Because you can hear it, and you're like, and then they come out, and he comes back out, and he goes, did you say you ordered it? And I went, yeah, definitely ordered it.
A week ago.
Right, okay, hang on. No, he said he definitely ordered it. It's going like that. And you're just like, oh my God. I'll just open the door and I'll go look for it myself. It'll probably be quicker. But you get, I've had that quite a lot.
That looks like the company does not have any structure, any systems. Like there is a funny one with some local plumbers. So we went all to the same, again, big plumbing merchant out there. But the technology itself is so bad. So if you want to order something after 5 p.m., obviously when they close, you cannot go on the website to place order and tomorrow morning to pick it up. Yeah. So we all say, you can go to Screwfix. Yeah. Which is a good example, a company who gives you access 24/7 to order whatever you want. Yeah. And the other company say, that's called EasyFix. I said, no, it's not EasyFix, it's Screwfix. But the only thing what they learn is that they don't waste my time. Yeah. Because what you're saying there, that people, they don't respect you as a customer going there and, you stay like half an hour to collect the part which you already put the order. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think, again, like my podcast is meant to kind of open eyes to the tradespeople, like you cannot waste customers' time. No, but we look the same to our suppliers. Yeah, because it's not possible. You place the order for a boiler and then you stay there 1 hour to collect it. Yeah. It's not cost effective, then, is it? Yeah, exactly. And you should level up. I mean, I understand you're a big company or whatever, but you should train your lads there.
The process is the same, whether you're buying something that's worth 20p or so that's the thing. £4
is this happening now, today, this year? Or
really? Yeah.
So this is not like
80s. It's not ancient. No. This still goes on now. Like, Beavis and Butthead still work there. There's a couple of us have sort of complained to hierarchy because not only have they been obviously the lack of knowledge, and it's probably not their fault. As you said, they're not given the correct training for that role. But the other aspect is then they're booking stuff out that you haven't had. Ooh. Which is obviously one you've got to keep on because, as you know, that could get expensive. But the other thing they like to do is not credit the stuff as well. So you return it, and then they'll send and then you expect to get a credit. You never see it. Then you get your statement, and you go in.
Okay, I know what you're talking about now. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. And then you're like, then they're chasing you, going, "Are you going to pay this account? Are you going to pay?" And I go, "Are you going to refund me my products? Are you going,
Oh wow.
What do you mean?
Oh wow.
And then all of a sudden you're like, "Well, I returned 3 or 4 of these items back, whatever, at this date, and this date."
Oh wow.
And I haven't been credited for it yet. And then all of a sudden, I'm ever so sorry, or I will look into it.
It did happen with me. I kind of kept in my head was the account every month, But this particular month, suddenly, knowing that I had probably about £5,000 to pay, something like that at the end of the month, it was about 7.5. I'm like, that's a bit sketchy, So I went through the numbers, I checked, and literally 2 boilers, they've been charged twice.
Never.
So suddenly I got 2 boilers extra on my account. I'm like, what's going on? It's just a mistake. I say, okay. And then it happened again after a few months. Yeah. And then I said to the guy, I said, okay, can you check actually who the heck is doing these things? And it's the same person. And not that it was intentional, but then I say, you know what, this thing won't happen. So we put now, so if even myself, we go into the supplier, I need to call in the office to get a purchase order number.
Put a purchase order on
it. Again, not that they are intentionally bad, because they are human, they will make mistakes, but literally can cost you big time.
Well, the thing is, if you hadn't have cottoned on to it and you were just like, all right, that's the invoice, I got to pay it, you might not have ever...
we got this supplier, he used to have a guy, the guy left now. So if I call you and then I said to you, okay, I need for tomorrow an Ideal Logic Max C30, I myself, I expect that you understand there's a combi boiler, C30,
yeah.
I did expect that. But obviously the guy was working there for years, So we went in the morning, pick up the boiler. I did not check what's on the box. Went on the job about half an hour away, strip off the whole boiler, ready to put the new boiler in.
It would always be after you strip the old boiler.
And what they gave me, it was a system boiler.
System boiler.
And I say, wow, that's a S30, not a C30.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not the same thing?
No.
There you go. So, I think it's, I don't know if necessarily we can blame them, probably even ourselves sometimes. That we need to watch more.
But
you'll expect them to know better.
You're expecting them to know what you're going in for.
Oh, yeah,
At the end of the day, you might be the bod, should we say, for installing whatever product it is. But at the end of the day, they're supposed to be the expert in supplying.
Of course. That's their product. They sell that product.
Because we don't know everything that we want.
Yeah.
We might be able to describe it and we might call it something. Well, you might know that. You might have this, but because we've traveled, worked all over the UK, in different areas, people call different products by different names.
Yeah.
So when you go in and you go, I want such and such, and they go, what?
What's that?
And then you sat there going, like you're three, going, well, it's one of these big, long, wobbly things, and it does this, and then they're going, huh? Oh, you mean a such and such? You go, well, yeah, that's
there
it.
There you go.
Oh, well, we call it that. Oh, right, well, down where we are, we call it it, So
oh, dear.
But, so you have a little bit of that. But to be honest, usually they're pretty good. Most places I deal with.
I think they get
you
better
just get the
now.
odd one that floats through.
They get better. I myself, all the time, I like to point out to. I kind of have a good relation with one of the suppliers, the manager. I know him for probably 10 years now. He's a nice bloke, but obviously, I'm working with different suppliers as well, and sometimes the other suppliers they have better prices, and all the time go back to this guy. Say, man, what can you match it?
I do a similar thing. I like to use people that I like, which we go back to the people buy off people scenario.
Yes.
And sometimes the cost isn't a factor to me; it's the service.
Yeah, that's true.
And I will deal with somebody that will attempt to help me
and deal with a potential problem if there will be one.
And I will prefer to go back to them because they've tried to help me than somebody offered me severely cheaper.
The supplier, everybody who works in that shop, and they say, do you know a plumber, do you know someone to install? It's just my name going out.
Well, that's all right. That's ideal because you've got in with that person.
Obviously, the manager knows that if I say I'm going. If I say I'll do this, so he can recommend me. But that's a good thing. So but again, they still. What I like on this particular place, they do take feedbacks for serious. So I go to them and say, listen, like recently, we need a boiler ASAP for tomorrow, and they were like, oh, we're short on that boiler. And then I had a word with the guy. I said, listen, we'll take it from the different suppliers, fine. But how many boilers this particular model I ordered from you last 2 months? Oh, it was 35. It does not sound to you that you should have it in stock.
You should try and
So from now on, I want all that boiler in stock. You know what I mean? And the guy next day, all of them there. So I think it is. We live in a time now where things are getting a bit more automated. People learn. I mean, just for the back in the day, you have these shops where you have everything there, and it was difficult to explain what you want. These days, you go on Amazon, you buy everything from there.
That's right.
And it's a quite nice example because the suppliers in our industry as builders, that industry, they need to kind of bring something, to make the process easier because sometimes can be annoying. How much you need to wait for parts. And then you got your own schedule. You don't want to be late for your customer. And you are there for, even to the extent I said to the guys, why you don't open the place at 7 o'clock in the morning? Oh, that's too early. Yeah, but 7:30 is nothing. 7:30, you'll have all the time 10, 50 plumbers here.
Hey, Screwfix is open.
Yes. Let's go to Screwfix.
Quick plug for Screwfix.
Exactly.
But no, surprisingly, we actually use Screwfix quite a lot because of the convenience of it.
Good.
Because of the hours they do.
You see
the stock that they've got.
You see all the time what you're ordering, everything.
And it's good because any of the lads can pick it up. I can pre-order it if I want to. And it works really well.
Again, is a system which helps that company to thrive.
And admittedly, they might not be the most expertise in the product, but they've got a general good knowledge.
But
of the
do they give the interest to find out? And they're good lads there.
You know, so generally I have a good experience with them, and I tend to use them quite a lot.
To be honest with Screwfix, you'll get what you order.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So cannot be mistakes. If
so
you put it on the wrong,
yourself to blame, and yeah.
So I never had the problem with them. Literally, if I ask for that part, this is what I get.
Yeah.
So it's not like, whoa, I ask you that, you give me that. So yeah.
But you know, bless them, they do try. So, but I quite like using them. Most ones I've ever been into, and we use them. You know, like I say, when we work in a way or wherever, we always find the local branded store or merchant, and they've always been really helpful. And the staff always nice. I don't think, to be honest, I've ever had a bad experience.
The one which I kind of struggle with are the small local shops.
Yeah.
Even merchants and that kind of stuff. So it's kind of like you have to wait for someone in the yard to come to.
Yes, yeah.
It's like you wait, and they don't have any system to make them aware that someone is in the waiting.
No, you walk in, it's like a ghost town.
Yeah, exactly.
Nobody's there.
You need someone in the yard to. I mean, I need just about like sometimes when we need to break up the square footage. So I just need them 5 bricks or whatever, and you wait like an hour. And it's like, guys, it's like, oh my god, so but you know, definitely, a lot to improve on that side as well. But
well, no, one of the best ones I had was which was probably last year, or it might have been last year, was I had one of the big kitchen companies, suppliers. I didn't use them at the time, and I don't use them now. But they asked me to use them. Okay. So the rep had been round and come and use us, blah blah blah. We'll give you this. And, all good. So I was using somebody else, and I thought, all right, okay, let's get an account live. I'll give you the best account we've got. It was all singing, all dancing, So great, okay. And then I happened to be on a job. And I had to change a damaged, basically a 600 base unit in the kitchen. Nothing hard, nothing, simple as it gets. And I thought, I'll go and use them. They're closest to me.
Oh, okay.
I'll go and use them. So I'm the only one in. So I walk in. I said, all right, mate, how's it going? Yeah. I said, any chance you've got a 600 white base carcass in stock? Yeah. And he stands and and I'm not exaggerating when I'm doing this, so he's literally like this, he goes, And I said, well...
not your day, mate.
I said, well...
yes or no?
Have you? Hang on. Yeah, I got one of them. I went, oh, right, bro. That's great, mate. Brilliant. How much is it?
Another half an hour.
He's literally like, and at this point I'm going,
oh my god,
why am I here again? And he's like that, and then he says, oh yeah, it's going to be £90. And I went,
okay.
I said,
is that a lot?
I said, you are 90.
Is it? Okay.
I said, £90. He went, yeah. I said, you do realise I'm trade, don't you?
Yeah.
I got a trade account with you. Yeah. Like, and it was like, yeah. And I was just like, are you sure? This is white 600 carcass at 90 quid. Yeah. I said, right.
Oh my god.
I said, and there's nothing else you can do on it. Well, do you want it?
Yes. I
was like, I was taking me going. I was looking around. I was going, there's got to be some cameras around here. There's a fucking setup in it. And I went, well, I've come in and asked for it,
Oh, wow.
I said, can you go and get it from out the back? Oh. And he did, and he went like that. And I went, I'll tell you what, mate.
Leave it.
Don't fucking bother. I said, I'm going. I said, I'm going to drive across town. It's going to take me another quarter of an hour to go and buy one that's half the cost.
Yeah.
I said, you're useless. Of course, I've turned around and another bloke's walked in behind me now during this process. He pissed himself laughing. He thinks it's hysterical. And I'm like, I turned around to him. I said, how can you deal with people like this? Like, he was just laughing and shook his head. He said, I don't know. He said, but this is what we've got to deal with, isn't it? I said, Oh my God. And then I walked out and I was like, that's it. I'm not coming again. I can't be done with it. And then the bloke begged me to come back.
What, the rep?
Yeah, he begged me to come back. I said, all right, mate, I'll give you one more chance. Unfortunately, this was just before COVID. So as COVID was kicking in, things were still running a little bit. And we had a kitchen design to price up.
Okay.
So I said to him, got it all drawn up and measured up. And they put some barrier tape across the access to the property.
Okay.
So you could, to get the 2 meter distance. Yeah. So I was like, well, fair enough. So I've put it up. I said, so I'm stood at this barrier outside, mind, waiting for somebody to turn up. And as you said, you're there 10 minutes, 15 minutes. I'm here. You can see people walking around, and finally somebody comes out. He said, all right, mate, can I help you? I said, yes, please. I said, can you give me a design and a price for this kitchen, please? I've written down on, yeah, mate, yeah. Chuck it on the floor, mate. And I went, what do you mean, chuck it on the floor? He said, well, I can't take it off you.
You'll pick it up from the floor, didn't you?
Mate. And I went, but I'm going to put it on the floor. I'm already holding it.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? I'm going to put it on the floor and you're going to pick it up.
I already passed the
So
bloody
what
virus.
difference is it going to make for me just passing it? I'm not going to I said to him, I'm not going to stroke your hand or something. I'll hold this end of the paper. You grab the other end and we'll do that. Oh, no, mate. No, I can't do that. Put it on the floor. I said, come on, mate. I said, have some common sense. I said, I'm going to put it on the floor and you're just going to pick it up. And I said,
simple like that.
I said, use a bit of common, mate. Unless you put it on the floor, I ain't picking it up. That's what he said to me. Well, this went backwards and forwards for probably about 2 or 3 minutes.
Oh, wow.
So, of course, at this point, I started getting a bit irritated. So in the end, he went, well, if you don't put it on the floor, I ain't taking it in. So I just went, I fucking threw it out. I went, fucking have it then. And I walked off and I went somewhere else and got another kitchen from them instead. And I was just like...
I think COVID was I think it kind of exposed more what problems there are in their systems.
Yeah.
Because my supplier, again, just because the system is so weird and you cannot order, you want that boiler, that parts, and then put in the basket, pay for it, and then go tomorrow to collect it. We had the same situation where we placed the order over the phone or text message or whatever, but then just listen to this. We need to pay for it.
Yeah.
And how do you think you can pay for it? Obviously, the card payment machine, they were in the showrooms.
Yeah.
They were having this section outside to the big gate. Yeah. So they say, okay, can you give me your card and I'll take the card. And so I need to give you my card.
Yeah.
And my damn bloody PIN.
Yeah.
I say, well, if you look to other companies,
one swipe for you, one swipe for me.
Exactly. you have the option to go and put in a basket whatever you want, you need, and just pay for them, and then you drop the parcel or whatever the product's there, and I come and pick it up. Again, companies, some of them, I'll be honest with you. There's this supplier. Again, I think he's I think he's a sort of family-run business, very old back in the day. Not very great name, but he's out there. Yeah. And I used them just a few times when my existing supplier did not have the part. And the guy was like, from beginning, he did not even offer me, oh, do you want to open a trade account, something like that.
Yeah.
And I went to say, oh, I need this valve. He was looking at me. I said, do you have it? Okay, let me check. And he's going checking, coming back. And say, yeah, it costs that much. And I said, ooh, that's a bit.
Yeah.
You want it?
Yeah.
I say, yeah, don't take me wrong, mate. But if I go with that price, the customer will chuck me out.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that?
Yeah.
So I've been a few times, and then they had the new guy to the counter. So the second person, and they was like, oh, do you have a trade account with you? I said, no, I don't want one.
I don't know.
Why? I just don't want one. And he's right. People buy from people. And I think I understand sometimes life can be difficult. But if you're working, even for ourselves, you all the time bump into customers.
Yeah.
You need to have that
10,
10, 15 minutes to put behind everything all the heaviness, and be nice and polite with people. Don't be an idiot. And then it's like white people, they don't like me. You know what I mean? So in the end, literally, we don't make any business with that. And after that, they kind of, I think, picked up the name from online, social media, and that sort of stuff. And they check the company. They say, they run some numbers. So like, we give you 15. I said, nah, I'm good, man. I'm
too late. Then,
it's difficult to deal. And this is, I said to my existing supplier, which I work a lot. I say, you need to ask your company to step up and improve, because your process is so difficult, even to the invoices. Oh my God. I said to them, if you don't make the systems easy for me to understand where we are, it's crazy. And you said about refund, about
the refund.
Like I said to the guys now, say if you take a part back to the supplier, you stay there 5 minutes till they refund it. Because 1 month, again, our numbers were showing an amount, their number was showing £2,000 extra. Like, how the heck? It's not possible. And we went, back to back, see where it is. It was all was credits. They have the chucked in the corner. I forgot to put them through. I said, come on, mate. You put through what I'm taking out, but you don't put through what I'm taking in. And it's not major stuff. Like, you got some jobs and you got extra that. And you can't keep everything in your van, you know what I mean? Just returning, I don't know, a thermostat or something like that. So they are funny.
Yeah, you've got to keep an eye on it, haven't you?
Oh, definitely. But again, they don't. I don't believe they do it intentionally.
No.
But it's just like, man, you have to be on it. And for us being a business owner, I think that's changed the things, because obviously it costs money if you make mistakes.
Yeah.
And that's why you look on everything, make sure you keep it there. So
yeah. No, all mistakes cost money, don't they? Unfortunately.
Definitely.
Definitely.
But, there are places I used to do bathrooms back in the day, probably just before I took my gas license, so about 10 years ago. And there were one particular place where they did have very good prices, but it was a nightmare to deal with them. So they had this card payment machine. Every time when I went to pay my card, it was literally frozen every time. And then the guy said to me like, you should come a bit later in the day, because all the time in the morning we have this issue. I say, do you hear yourself? You asked me to come late in the day. What do you want me to do in the morning? I should work. So I think it's
daft as you saying. I have issues with self-service checkouts at Tesco or Co-op.
Okay.
So for me, I use a local Co-op by us just to get our usual bits and bobs, a bit of bread and milk here and there. And there could be 20 people in the queue. And I will stand in that queue not to use that self-service checkout.
Well, you don't like it?
Mate, I hate it. I just don't get on with it. And you're guaranteed if anything's going to go wrong, it'll go wrong when I go to it.
Is it?
I get the red lights up. I can be putting some bread through and I'll get a red light up on it or something. Or it won't recognise this. I bought some birthday cards not long ago. Because they're really light.
They don't pick it up.
Didn't pick it up, did it? So I've gone beep, beep.
Nothing.
Put them down, and it's going, oh, no, I don't like that. I don't like that. They're going, and it tells me, put the cards, put it in the basket. Oh, I've put it in the bloody basket. and it's going, so I pick him back up, I put him back down, and it's still going, no.
Still the same. Wow.
So I did that about 4 times. By this time, everybody's gone, the shop's empty. I'm still here doing bloody cards on a self-service checker. So in the end, I lost my rag and I threw the cards down on the weight.
Stay there.
On the scales. I went like that to try and get it to trigger. Well, it triggered it, right? Triggered the red bloody light, didn't it?
I mean, they do want to save some money having these self-checkouts, don't they?
Oh, man. But yeah.
But it's not for everybody.
No, it's not. And I'm not one. I can't get on with them. And I always get it from some of the local people in the shop who I got to know, and they go, "It's that self-checkout's free if you want it." No, it's all right. I'll wait.
No, my friend.
I'll wait. I'll wait in the queue. Don't worry.
Oh wow.
So but no, I know that feeling about stuff not working right. But
definitely.
No, it is like that. But what have you?
I heard. I mean, I'm not sure if it's true or not, but in USA apparently was the big Walmart.
Oh, Walmart. Yeah. Walmart.
They put a subscription for you to use the self checkout.
Oh, right.
So you have to pay, and everybody's like, "What?
You have to pay to use it?
Yeah. So in order for you to use it, you need to pay a monthly amount of money. And the question was like, why? I mean, what they find out that since they installed the self checkout, the fraud, it went on the roof because apparently you can trick the system. So there were a lot of people playing around with the self-checkout. They're like, so we save on not having too much stuff on the checkout, but obviously we lose a lot of money because, no one is there to check on them.
Well, nobody monitors it, does it? You're relying on...
So it's good or not. You rely on people being honest, I presume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the whole thing about that is if you find a suitcase of money, what you're going to do with it. And there are a lot of, I've seen it a few times come up on Facebook, a similar type of thing, and they go, well, what would you do with it? I'll spend the bloody lot, basically. Because I've been in the past, not like I'm raised like that, don't get me wrong. Your dad would kill me. But like back in the day when I was younger, I found an instrument. It was It was a clarinet and a flute.
Oh,
okay. In cases, and somebody had left them basically in a bus stop, out in the countryside it was, and there was nobody about it, and they were just there, and I thought, oh, what's that like? I had a look, and it was a clarinet and a flute, and I thought, well, that's got to be worth a fair few hundred quid,
especially if they're
so I picked him up, I took him home. And my mum says to me, oh, well, what are you going to do with them? I said, well, I don't know really. And she said, well, you're going to have to return them, aren't you? I said, but I don't know who they belong to. So we had a rummage, and anyway, there was somebody had written an address on one. And I was like, yeah, but I could sell these, eBay wasn't around back in them days. Our internet wasn't really going. So, but a quick word of mouth around the pub would have soon shifted them, and you were like, yeah, but I could probably get 50 or 60 quid for these, back then. And you're like, oh, as a young lad, you're like, oh, that's beer money for at least a weekend. And my mum went, no, come on, you got to do the right thing. And I was like, and she said, well, because they're worth quite a bit, they'll probably give you a little reward.
Yeah.
And I went,
fair enough.
I tell you what, you're probably right. I'll do the right thing. She said, no, it's right to do. She did like that. And I said, yeah, I know. So anyway, I drove over to the address and knocked on the door. And this woman come to the door and she says, yes, can I help you? Like quite stern. And I said, oh yeah, I think I found your musical instruments, Oh, right, that's where they were. Oh, right. Took them off me like that. I went, slammed the door in my face.
There you go, be honest.
I stand there going,
really?
What just happened?
At least my petrol money. Or these are...
And I was like, there's no thank you. There's definitely no reward. And I was just like, you wait till I go home and tell my mum now. I'm going to curse her. I knew I should have sold them down the pub for 50 or 60 quid, But that's the way it goes.
At least you did the right thing.
I did do the right thing,
I used to work, just my early days in UK, I used to work in London for a company, and we were doing a home renovation. And this lad, he find like underfloor what do you call it?
Safe.
Yeah, so the person died in the house, so we have to rip out, done everything, and we heard something weird, him doing something upstairs, and then like within like 10-15 minutes he was just gone in the van, gone, and no one knew anything about him for about 2 weeks. Then later to be found out that actually the son or the daughter of the person who died, she knew that there are some valuable stuff left somewhere in the house. Yeah. The guy was gone, never been seen again. So
well, I've had a couple of things, not like that, but finding stuff. And we were pulling up some floorboards, proper old floorboards in an old property for a single bloke. To relay some central heating pipe work, and find his secret stash of porn. That's how he got. And this is how far we were going backwards. It was in video format.
Oh,
so we're we're going back probably at least 30 years, and he got his 3 or 4 magazines.
Oh.
And then you got 3 or 4 videotapes next to it. Well, of course, you can't help it when there's a group of lads in there. We're like, bloody hell, look at this. Y'all have a look at this, have a look at it. Oh, look at these videos. Oh, bloody hell, that's a bit worn, isn't it? You know, you could, oh, hang on, then you hear a coming up the stairs. Like,
oh, no.
Shit, quick, put it back. Put it all back, put the board back down. And went, all right, yeah, all right, we're just going to go into the next room and start. Yeah, all right, yeah, thanks, you know. We went back the next day, and it'd all gone. It all disappeared. So he obviously knew we'd found it, and we had to put some pipe down there anyway. But he went back and he removed it and hid it.
I got a plumber with a friend, which we kind of share all the time when we find a weird boiler installation and that kind of stuff. And recently I had a boiler where it literally caught fire and it was like all melted. Yeah. And I was like, oh, look what I found. And then the same day I find in someone's loft, literally all of was full of bees. So I meant to service the boiler. They went put the light on, bees everywhere. And the guy is sending me, okay, just look at this, what I find. A baby doll in the loft. And I said, what on earth? And the problem was that you go in the loft and you know that obviously there's no one there. And then suddenly you see a person lay down on the floor. Yeah. First he thought it's, a person there. And it was like, shake or like, oh, is someone dead in the loft? And the guy was like, oh, sorry, mate, he's just my friend.
A special friend.
Crazy customers, isn't it?
It's mad. But we've had, I did some work down in London as well, and we would for a big company, water treatment company, we were contracted to at the time. And basically we were going in, they were renewing all the asbestos cold water tanks in the loft.
Oh,
so they were taking them out and putting plastic ones in. But they couldn't go in until it was safe for them to work in, because obviously it's got to be boarded out for them. Oh, yeah. Blah, blah, blah. And it was our contract to go in and board all the lofts out, all the flats and all the apartments, so they could go in and change the tanks.
Sweet job.
So it was. So we got into one, and I sort of, you sort of got to move stuff, because people didn't move it. They didn't care. And you've got to move it to be able to get the boards down to make a walkway. So we're moving carpets and bloody pictures and all this. And then all of a sudden I've got 3 rifle cases. And I've gone, ooh, what's in there? Being a little bit nosy. What's in there? So I unzipped one and it's a proper rifle. And I was like, don't know what to do with this. So I sort of zipped it up. And I thought, I better phone the contractor's manager, and sort of say, look,
Yeah.
And I phoned him. I said, look, what's your policy on finding things in the lofts? He said, what do you mean? I said, well, we've obviously had to clear it, but I've come across technically a couple of firearms. And he went, oh, they're probably pellet guns. I said, no, mate, no. I said, they're not pellet guns, trust me. And he went, right. Just put him back where you found him and don't say anything. And I went, right, okay, that's fine, but I've told you that they're there. Yeah. And I said, why are we not saying anything? He says, well, it's funny he says, this leads to another story. He said, we had somebody doing some work for us in another loft. He said, and this bloke found a pile of money and drugs. Oh. So he said, being the bloke he was, he thought he would take it to the police station. So stopped his work, he put it in his van, and off he drove to the police station. He handed it in, he did the right thing.
And then
he said, but on the flip side, then the manager of the company turned around and said, what would have happened if you'd have been pulled over by the police on the way?
Yes.
He says,
you'll be accused.
You would have been, you've got the drugs, you've got the money.
You're in possession of
you might as well just go straight to prison,
and then prove it that they're not yours.
And of course, what you're going to do? Oh, well, I actually got it from this flat. Oh, did you? Have you got drugs and money on your flat? No, officer. They're not going to admit it, are they?
Oh, wow.
So from that day after, they introduced this policy, and they said, whatever you find in the loft, it stays in the loft. Don't move it, no matter what degree it is. It stays there. You don't remove it.
It kind of makes sense, doesn't it?
It does when you think about it.
Yeah.
But then you'd have been like, Well, I'll give the police the drugs, but I'll keep the cash for myself.
Yeah, but that cash could be actually
Well, that's right.
dirty money as well.
That's what washing machines are for, isn't it? Hey?
Does
What do you think they call it? Why do you think they call it laundering?
Does it work? Yeah, I mean, definitely, you came across to crazy stuff. I mean, recently I had, we've been actually the customer want to sell the property, so they need a gas inspection done on the property. So you go there, and I learned the lesson. Back in the day, I used to jump straight in.
Yeah.
But now, first, I take 5-10 minutes just to look around, if I spot anything first. And I look around, and, you see this dodgy boiler. I never seen one before. Literally was installed on the outside wall of the property.
Oh, right. Yes.
And there was a little tiny bloody wooden shed, whatever, just kind of to cover it,
yeah.
But no protection or nothing on that one. And the flue, because my first thought was like, if it's that close to the wall, how on earth the flue goes vertical? I just step back, I'm looking on the flue, the vertical flue, probably about 30-40 centimeters away from the window, which opens the one in the bedroom.
Yeah.
I said, oh, that's not right. And I say, okay, it's an old boiler. I say, if I start to give him a lesson, what's right, was not right. Obviously, I don't have any backups.
No.
Yeah. So I said to the guy, do you have the boiler book? Oh, yeah. Okay, can you bring out just to check the history on all that stuff? Kind of prepare my case, yeah? Flip the pages to the flue, clearance, all that stuff. I said, listen, when was last time service? Oh, it was service. Okay, but the problem is that flue is not correct there. She was listening to me, but the guy became so aggressive.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, don't give me this bullshit. And he was really aggressive.
Yeah.
Come on, start to swear, take your tools, move out.
Yeah.
I said, mate, don't take me wrong. I'm not here I'm just pointing out problems. Let's see if we can fix them.
Yeah.
No, take your bag, get out. I said, mate, look, it's the book, it's not me. No, get out. He was so aggressive. At one point, the wife calmed him down and she said, okay, what we need to do? I said, we need to fix the problem with the flue, because the clearances are not correct. I cannot sign off here saying that everything is all right.
Yeah.
It's simple like that. Or if you don't want a gas certificate, just let me know and I will walk away, and that's it. We booked the repair. Next day he called. I said, no, thank you. We'll find someone else. So they will try to find someone to close their eyes just to pass it.
Yeah.
And it's a bit, shocking to see this type of...
I've had phone calls like that, though, where I've had phone calls, exactly the same principle, but I ain't even got there. And they've turned around and gone, oh, we're renting a house and we need a landlord safety check. Okay, that's fair enough. And they've gone, can you do it today? And you've gone,
right. No,
I can't. Yeah, but we need it. That might be the case, but we can't do it today. And to be honest, you'll probably be lucky to find anybody that will do it today.
Exactly. Yeah.
I was like, give us a couple of days and I can squeeze you in somewhere. Oh, right. Well, that's not good, is it? And they're gone, well, how much are you going to charge? And they're gone, well, how many of appliances have you got? Because we do a set for us. I don't know how you do it for them, but for us, we do a set rate for a landlord safety check, which includes one appliance.
Yes.
And then we charge an extra little bit for extra
gas
appliances.
Fire. Yeah, that's right, correct.
So that's what, and I said, I can't remember what it was at the time. I would just say 80 quid, for example. I said, it's going to be 80 quid. And they went, oh my God. Oh, well, I ain't paying that. Oh, what, really? But you're not even going to be here that long. And I've gone, okay. I'll tell you what, don't worry about it. Why didn't you ring round and see what everybody else is, because I knew back then, I was quite cheap anyway. And I just went, don't worry about it. And I put the phone down. And then literally 2 hours later, they ring me back. Oh, yes, we'd like to go ahead if you can with that 80. I'm sorry now, I'm fully booked. I can't do anything for 3 weeks.
Well, you don't want to work with that type of customer, do you? I had the landlord, which now is a great customer, I'll be honest with you. It was just a breakdown. Central heating is not working. His own plumber cannot make it. So just give it a go. Went there, the pump gone on the central heating system, gravity. So quick, just switch the system, change the pump, went in the kitchen to put the power off. The boiler all Baxi solo.
Yes.
Front cover nowhere to be found. The boiler was open, okay, you just look around, you see the kitchen cupboard, you see everything yellow. And I asked the tenant where is the cover from the boiler? Oh, I'm here for 4 or 5 years, never ever been one.
Yeah.
And I said, the last year this property was checked. Yeah. Can I see them? So you see the bloody gas inspection filed every single year without a problem. And then when you complain to the landlord, the first landlord, and he's right, the landlord, he got about 15 properties though. He's not going to see the property, does he? He will just call and you go do the job. He says to me, Florin, last 5 years, never ever anybody told me anything. Like, what do you mean? I said, you use the same guy? Yeah, okay. Probably that's why.
Yeah.
But we found out when was the price. The price the guy was charging was £35 probably about 7 years ago.
Yeah.
For gas inspection. We were charging then probably about 70.
Yeah.
So you can understand.
But I find that tends to be a general landlord's consensus is they only want the cheap.
It is. I took this guy and I say simple like him. Look, it's my duty now to pick up this problem. I won't be able to leave the ball like this. We'll need to condemn it. You need a new cover on the ball. Obviously, you won't find one. Let's be honest. But it took me about an hour to educate the guy over the phone. I said, listen, you need to understand like this. I will be liable together with you if something will go wrong in this property. If something will happen with your tenants, you just don't be an idiot. I said, would you take this ball in your house with your family, with your wife and kids? No. I'm a landlord as well, and I do treat everybody in that house the same how I'm treating my own house. And it's a gas appliance. I mean, okay, you might not have the same, like fancy kitchen, fancy bathroom, and that kind of stuff. Don't take me wrong. But the basic, keep it safe, And you're right, some of the landlords, but what I discover over years, some of them, they don't even have the knowledge. They don't even know what it is. Like recently when we have the regulation with the CO alarm in any rented property. So I'm going to all of them. If you don't have it, we'll put one from our van and we'll charge you 25 quid. I say, I don't need one. I say, yo, you need one. Otherwise you'll fail the check and we'll need to come second time. So there are some of them, they don't even know that. And again, probably is our duty to kind of say out.
We did the same. We were always carrying CO alarms on the vans for that reason, for rented properties. And like I say, some landlords just don't know that. And I'm surprised in how many landlords that we get that still ask me how often they're supposed to have a check done.
Wow.
I'm like, wow. Well, it's every 12 months. Oh, but I thought that was just a boiler service. No. It's a separate entity.
I think that there's a lesson to be teach on that as well, because boiler service does not have to be checked every 12 months. There's a thing if you want, even as a homeowner, if you want to keep your warranty, if you want your boiler to work efficient, you will service every year. But if not, it's not a mandatory task, isn't it? When the gas inspection it is. We got a landlord. That was the funniest one because he was like, I need a boiler service. And just because I knew he's a landlord, I asked him, do you want a boiler service or a gas inspection? It was like, that thing which is done every 12 months. I said, mate, listen, you need to tell me what you need.
What you want,
Because if I do a boiler service, that won't serve as a gas inspection for your... Oh, so is that different?
I know.
They're like, oh my God. Since when you run this property? Oh, I got it for years. And no one freaking told you the difference. And I was like, what's the difference? I say, okay, let me tell you one thing. There you go, cars. What's the difference between an MOT and a service? Oh, obviously MOT is a law. MOT is a law. So you have to keep your car worthy stay on the public roads. It's the same thing with your gas boiler. For the gas inspection. Servicing is something up to you. I mean, we run into the customers, they never ever service the boiler. Never. And you got like 15, 20 years old boiler. Well done to you, mate. They never spend a penny. That's good. But when it's coming to gas inspection, as you said, they don't know. They don't know what is required by law. So it's a weird one.
And unfortunately it's just one of them, isn't it? They just, like you say, it's almost uneducation, but when you talk to them, they've been doing it for years.
It's
like they're brand new into it.
Like, would you go and buy a car, but not taking half an hour to learn the little things around? I mean, or would you like to? I mean, as a business, you just start to invest in a business, What, just for the fun? You don't learn what it is involved. So it's probably gets to the point that because there is a state agent, they deal with it, which I understand that, but still is your damn business. It's like someone said, I think Robert Kiyosaki, he got his the Rich Dad Poor Dad book, and in different situations he talks about, I'm not an accountant, but I need to know numbers.
Yes.
I'm not a lawyer, but I need to know the basic stuff. You just cannot rely 100% on anybody else.
Well, what's it? Joseph says it. Learn 10%, enough to hold people accountable.
You need. Because otherwise, how can you keep them accountable if you don't know what they should do?
Should be doing, should not be doing.
No, that's correct. That's correct. That's correct.
So it's a good. Sort of,
I agree. There is other saying like you all the time should employ people better than you, which that's very true. Yeah. So in my case, I employ this gas engineer as an installer. So on the assessment before he joined the company, I could see that he come up with a high score when he's coming to installation, not on the breakdowns. Obviously, for me, it was important to have someone to install boiler, not the breakdowns. It is a lot better than me, a lot faster, probably because he's a bit more fitter than me, slimmer, and he's doing that for years. The guy is actually with his granddad since he was 14. Now he's 30 something. So he got very strong knowledge. Like, and he's a good. Yeah. But in the same time, if he will call me saying like, oh, I can't wire this boiler, he cannot. Yeah. He cannot do anything with that because I know exactly if you can or not. Yeah. So you need to know the basic. And landlords, come on, speed up, take the bloody book and read. I mean, these days, funny enough,
take the money.
You was talking about back in the day there was no internet and that kind of stuff. And I agree with you. Back in the day, I remember when the internet started to kick in, it was something like wow, weird. You know what I mean? But today, you just go on Google. And you just type in, it does not take you that long to learn. No, it does not take you that long. It doesn't,
does it?
But you know,
and these I kind of obviously that generation where it's come through, and like I remember when it come through and you had the old dial-up, and people would be moaning about what it is now. Especially Izzy, hiding behind the screens in the corner. He'd never get half of this done if he was relying on dial-up.
Oh yeah.
And you got some screaming, demented monkey on the line going. Take 20 minutes to do anything. Of course, back and then it used to cut the phone line out as well because it was the only thing. So it meant that nobody could ring the house. You couldn't ring out, and it killed everything. And that was what was it? What were we? I think good dial-up was about 756k or something like that, which is
that's the thing. But that was back in the day. And you're right. I mean, you were sending letters to people and not text messages.
I still do send letters to people. Do you? I can't use anti-technology.
Are you? Oh my God, there you go. So we just match now.
I still got a slate and chalk I used at school.
Oh my God.
No, I'm not that old.
How you take payments from customer? Because we need to explore this now.
It's in shells. And
are you taking Apple?
What's he say? It's in turnips and groats, I think as they used to call it.
Have you ever taken Apple Pay payment from the customer?
Apple Pay? No, I've never had Apple Pay.
You know that you can have that.
I do PayPal.
PayPal. Okay.
I do PayPal. I do card transfer. I would say I'd prefer hard cash, but there's not a lot about it these days. No, I don't have the Apple Pay. I've got the facility, but I don't have it clicked on because I don't use anything.
Yeah, for me was one thing was seeing customers the way the how quick they were paying.
Yeah.
Because before it was just bank transfer, which was all the time taking ages for them to load in and all this. But then when we start to add all these Klarna, Apple Pay, Google Pay, they were literally paying, and the system
there's too many pays, though, isn't there?
Yeah, but listen, I know, but every customer is different. That's the thing. There are customers which will pay you through Apple Pay. There are customers who do bank transfer. There are customers, they will take your damn bloody invoice, get into the bank. So then I said, let them, give them the options to pay. So no excuse not to pay. And if I look in my system, they will show me the days till the invoice is paid. So right now we are below a day. So customers, they literally pay straight away.
What about alternative pay? You had any of those?
Well, Google,
no, alternative pay. Not, I'm sorry, I haven't quite got enough this month. Can I help you out in any
No,
way?
no, I haven't. I didn't.
Not that you could admit on screen.
Oh my!
We'll talk about that after.
Oh my! No. But it's just again a
Don't
way.
subjects.
No, it's just a way to explore and to help the customer to not give them the chance, because the thing is, someone said to me, like, when you leave, when your guys are leaving the place, can the customer come with the excuse that they cannot pay? So, I can't do a bank transfer. That's fine. We can take car payment. Oh, I don't have the car with me. I can take an Apple Pay. So there's no way I can walk out with you not paying it. So yeah, you just have to give that option to the customer.
I haven't personally had it myself either. But I had a friend who was a mobile mechanic.
Okay.
And he had that happen to him. And he was fixing this lady's car.
Was he charging too much or what?
I don't know what it was. He was fixing this lady's car on her drive, and he was underneath the car on a board.
Okay.
And then he pulled himself out, and she said, "Oh, I'm a bit struggling for money. Is there anything I can do?" And she basically had taken her pants off and straddled him, and said that
just
at that time,
pay monthly. For God's sake! Oh wow!
He said, he said it was. He said,
but at least, oh my God, that's so wrong. That's so wrong, because imagine. So imagine having a decent business and you go that route, and it happens, and that lady can ruin your damn business.
Yeah.
So bloody keep your head on the shoulder, just pay monthly. We had the customer once. Again, we were on I kind of end up having a business, sort of. I was making way too much money as a sole trader. We need to move to unlimited, all that stuff. So we learn a lot. Before, I was even scary and ashamed to ask deposit from the customers. And we're taking jobs like bathrooms, and it was taking big jobs and doing, but not even to think like, okay, we have like half of the job done. I mean, I haven't asked for a penny, no money for materials, but I had that thing like, oh, it's wrong. But that's why we learn. But we got this customer, we kind of nearly complete everything. And she was like, no, I don't like it. But till to the day before, she was there and giving, can you do this way? Can you this way? And very polite. We were, we can do. And you go that extra mile. Let's do it. You were spinning around just to make her happy. Yeah. And in the end, I just cannot afford to pay. I say, well, but I thought we agreed already on the price. So what do you mean? I say, okay, then you'll have to pay every month. And every month I need to go to collect the money from her. Yeah. I was like, kind of like, she won't pay me. Yeah, she won't pay me. My dad used to be in the building trades, and he was, bless him, if someone would piss him off, I said, mate, I'm not Joseph, I don't like what you're doing. Yeah. Even though he was like nearly done, he will take his tools and walk away. Yeah. It's just like, well, if you're not happy, I cannot force you. But I said, Dad, but just, for whatever you detail there, you take the money. And I kind of inherited from here that thing till to the point I said, well, I'm not, anybody's loser now. I mean, they take me for the ride with all this, because I've been taken by rides so many times. Yeah. Now you need to pay. If you don't pay the deposit, that's it. Simple.
We've been in the same situation. We've talked about it briefly on podcast before with Alan and that, and about that scenario of people not paying. And
have you damaged the work? Have you took the big hammer and smashed it? No, you see these guys on the internet.
It's been close. It's
really?
got close.
Oh, wow.
You've been close. But the thing is, as we've said before, as the tradesman, you don't have the protection that the client does.
Yeah, it's a fun
once
one.
They shut that door, you can't enter that property.
Even though in there are a lot of people having terms and conditions that till the bill is not paying full, we as a company we hold the materials. Yeah, so they are our goods. But go in and take them.
You can't go in and get
exactly.
them.
Yeah,
because if you go in without permission, you're then trespassing and breaking and entering,
and then you end
up,
and
then it's you that gets into trouble.
Yeah.
So we've touched on this. Like I said before, it's a fine line. It's not a phone line. It's not a fine line at all. It's one big fat line. that the client can get away with blue murder, or all we know that they could intend to do it, and obviously we know that this has happened, and then it's up to the tradesmen to try and get the money back, which is wrong, and then they're having to go to court to try and get it back, which they know if they do go, they're not going to get it back really, because they could argue the defence and go, well, we can't really afford to pay it. Oh, well, pay £5 a month then, or £10. Well, that ain't no good to anybody, is it? It doesn't solve the problem. If you've still got to wait 30 years to get all your money back, so it's yeah. And,
I remember just I think it was the cold period. Probably like November, December. We were literally flat out. So all three of us busy. And he's this landlord. I used to do some work for him back in the day. He moved, I think, up in Ireland somewhere, and his house, he wanted to rent it out, but no one lived there for a couple of months. So he was like, can you go and check what's the house, do the gas inspection, do all that stuff. So it went there, kind of bad state. So altogether, a lot of stuff need to be changed on the boiler, on the central heating. It will cost him about £900. I said, mate, you got that one wrong, that. We can fit you in, order the parts, we can get it done. And I was like, oh, is this the best price, mate? That's the price. If you want to take it, or leave it.
Yeah.
So I say, okay, go for it. So, okay, I'm doing like a half an hour journey to the supplier, get the parts, get it done, 2-3 hours, everything is ready. Sending the invoice to the guy as we finish the job, and he replies like, "May I need a second opinion?" I say, second opinion of what? Because you said to me, go ahead. I told you it will be done. Now I say, I completely agree. Take this invoice to any other plumber to see if what I charge is too much or something like that. Because, I gave you the diagnosis and everything. Never ever till today paid the bill. No. Never ever. I did have the key from the property, which I picked up from the estate agent. And my first thought was like, I won't give you the key. But then a friend of mine said, don't do that, because anything go wrong with that house overnight, you're the one holding the bloody key. Yeah. Just give them the bloody key back, and that's it. Yeah. And like I said, till today's is a £950. I cannot get the money back. Yeah. Now, you go and call these small claim courts, the amount is below £1,000. They won't take it. So what can you do?
Yeah. We'll see in it.
What's
your you don't have to answer this. What's the biggest loss you've had?
Bigger than this. About 7K in a job.
Yeah, I had that.
And I have to run.
Yeah.
I did not know it was a gypsy caravan site. I never knew about this stuff. I went, did all the job, everything, and we finished the job. And I say, okay, how you want to pay? Again, not taking deposit, no steps, nothing. And the guy was like, pay for, for the work. Yeah. I say, really? And it was like, take your stuff and just walk away. I said, mate, let's. And he became very aggressive. So then I just stepped back. I called another guy, a plumber, old plumber. Yeah. And he was like, Florin, I'm sorry to say, but that's a lesson. That's the price of this lesson.
Never. You get away with your life. That's what you get away with.
But then again, you'll have customers saying like, oh, well, you need a deposit. Like, I need to see a commitment from you that you want to go ahead. If you cannot pay a 25% deposit to show commitment for the job, why will I take the job? I got this builder, big projects. So every year, probably 150, 200K just with the guy. And all the time, I kind of hate to work with them because of the risk they expose. And I said to the guy, look, I need to be transparent. These are my fees. I can do the work. It's no problem. But there will be a certain rules the way you pay. If you don't keep the rules, we cannot work. This is the 5th year now. Every single year, he builds kind of like 4 or 5 houses. Never ever miss a payment. So again, a customer who is looking after his business and is on it, and he know how the things are working. But in the meantime, I did work for builders. Not like you. You're an honest one. But no, I did work for builders where I did the job exactly the way how they asked me. And I finished the job. And I could not get hold of them. And then you go to the job, to the people house. I say, I'm the plumber. I've been here just last week. I say, the guy did this and this and this and this and this.
Yeah, you find out then, because you're only doing your part. You don't know the full story to a degree, do you?
Yes.
So
it is a tough thing, and as you say, is quite difficult for us if something goes wrong. All the time, the other side.
It's quite. I do hear it quite often in the trade, with a similar type of story of that, with either electricians or plumbers. Going in and helping a bigger building company, and all of a sudden, the same scenario, they haven't got their money, and they've gone, oh, well, we'll go to site and see if they're on site. They're not on site, but then they meet the customer, and the customer then turns around and says,
I paid already.
I've paid it already, and they've done this, and they've gone, and they haven't done that, and then they're like, well, what are we going to do? We can't even get hold of him. Well, and then I have heard on the flip side, the customers terminating the builder's contract, and then just talking direct to those two particular trades and saying, well, we're not going to give you the money that you're supposed to have had, but if you finish the job, we'll give you the money to finish. So I suppose at least they know that they can get paid for the finish of the job, and then it's them chasing the contractor up then basically to try and get the money back in it.
Yeah, I mean, you see, everything goes back to your mum lesson of returning the clarinet. Being honest. No, because honestly, I mean, what I learned from this builder, and literally, I really appreciate this guy. So the first ever project we did was exactly in COVID. So imagine when they announced the lockdown, like my phone was like ringing. Everybody was canceling job. Like, oh crap, what we gonna do? And this guy come in like, oh, we managed to put a plan together. And there were 5 houses, so we kind of spread all the teams around to work safe. So that was a really good thing for us. So we've been in that project probably about 6 months. All with heat pumps. It was a really nice place to work during the summer. It was beautiful. He paid absolutely everything to the last penny. The owner, the guy who was building the houses, still owned 200 grand till today. But the builder paid everybody.
He paid everybody off, like,
because you know what he said to me? I had the chance to say, "Wow, I did not get paid. I'm sorry." But then, would you come next year to work for me?
Well, that's the thing, isn't it?
Yep.
And I was similar sort of mindset. I try and. Admittedly, I've had a couple of moments where I haven't been able to, but I am usually on that rule that no matter what goes on in the background, if I've had to use any subcontractor or anything,
they get paid.
They get paid.
Yeah.
I have had the odd occasion, and I will admit it, where I've had to delay a payment.
That can happen.
Because of a customer not paying, and I haven't necessarily got the cash flow to pay it. Usually, I'd be up front and tell them straight away what the score is, so everybody knows. That's happened, literally only a couple of times, thank goodness. But I'd like to think that we're all in the same boat at some point.
But what you're doing, you build a good team with you.
Yeah.
The fact that you look after them, like I said to my daughter, she's in the business, and I say, now she starts to look at the finance as well, and she understands a bit more. I said, do you realize that dad is the last one to get paid?
Yes.
You guys, all of you, the day, whatever, the 28th of the month, everybody gets paid. I'm the last one. Because I do believe that without you, I cannot run the business. And that's another thing. That's your character. And obviously by doing that with your subcontractors, again, things can go wrong. You can get a delay. I even had once my bank went to Plumstead to pay the monthly bill was £12,000. I put it in, put the PIN, and they declined the payment. I'm like, oh no, put it again. But they declined the payment. The money was in the account. Nothing wrong with the PIN. The third time, they blocked my card. And I called them. I said, guys, I'm trying to pay this. Was this year? Is this blah, blah, all that? I said, guys, it's me. I used it before. So they blocked my card. They need to issue another card. And during that time, I could not even use the online banking. I need to call everybody, say, guys, look, I got this problem. The money's out there. I can't move them. But the fact that you're upfront with people and honest, I think that does the trick, innit? So,
but no, I'm the same. I'm always the last one to be paid. I'd rather have everybody else paid.
And you take the big chunk.
I know. I go, I usually, you might have this. You usually have that month, and you go, God, I've done well this month, haven't I? And then you get to the end of the month and you pay everybody off and you go, it's a bit shit, isn't it?
To be honest, since I joined the same group with you, and started to learn a bit more of finance, and I became a very control freak when it's coming to finance. Yes. And I read the book called Profit First, and actually the guy teaches you how to spread your bank accounts to 6 accounts, so you have money for everything. So you have money for like I said, for the VAT, you have money for the corporation tax, you have money for wages, for suppliers, for all that stuff. So, and is taking a bit of time to work out the percentage, how much from your everyday today money actually goes where. But you can get to a figure where, and anytime when you get paid, you put the money in that account, that account, that account. And at the end of the month, you don't have money for your wages, for taxes, for everything, and then you can see the profit if it's a 5-10%. But it is I will say, Paul, how you run your business based on your a bank account. Because that's if you run it on a bank account, it can be like big chicken, so you have to be in control of that. But it's a funny one, isn't it? We learn. I mean, I mean, I'm quite myself young, but it's funny to see other people to different ages. They are in the process of learning how really business works. Because obviously we are not learning in school this stuff, isn't it?
Well, that's it. You don't learn it, do you? That's the problem.
It's a journey. You learn it as you go away.
Unless you're degreeing in some business.
Obviously, you learn that.
Or economics, I think they call it. For finance, then you're not taught this thing, and obviously that's sort of what we're. Because I mean,
when I decided to be by myself, I was like, I'll make more money, like that thing, like he's charging £2,500 for a boiler. Can you imagine the boiler is £800? He get left whatever amount. But a lot of people. This is what I will try in my podcast as well to explain to the young generation, which might decide to go in the trade. There is margin, there are money to be made. Even if you stay just by yourself, you don't scale up. But in the meantime, you need to be realistic to understand that, there are VAT money, there are corporation tax money. You have to be careful. Because guess what? Once alone, we've been late with paying the VAT. How long do you think it took for the taxman to knock on your door?
Oh, you could have been there within days, I would have thought.
I'm telling you. But once what happened, I used to pay every month. So we pay every quarter roughly about £7,000 VAT. So what I did, I pay every single month £2,000, into the VAT account. And then the last month, we'll see how much I need to pay. But I did some mistake. I overpaid the account. So I was like nearly £10,000 loaded there. And I said to my accountant, we should be able to ask him back, because obviously
don't worry
how long it takes to get your money back. It was like 3 months.
That's a one-way door, mate. That is. The money only goes one way when it goes to the back man.
We need to learn. I mean, obviously you've never been told this stuff. The accountants, some of them they are good, some of them they are too quiet to talk what you need to do. So
we're just wrapping up for the end of the podcast. It's been really good. Obviously, I'd like to thank Florin for coming today and sharing some of his stories and his experiences. Obviously, please keep an eye out for his own podcast that will be launching on Friday. This obviously won't be the Friday when you see this. This will be a Friday, a lot of Fridays before. Hope you've enjoyed everything. We're going to do the fastest driver of the West. And where we're going to see Florin in a nice cowboy hat. And
is it this one?
No, it's not that one. Got a special one for you, mate. Here we are, fastest driver of the West challenge. As you've probably seen it before now, it is literally the quickest one to drive the screw into the 6B2 wins the trophy.
Must have been.
I haven't made it yet.
Oh, okay.
We'll get there in the end.
All right.
Okay. The winner will have his name put up on the leaderboard, which we'll show in a bit after. I know currently I am winning. I am the winner. And we need some stiff competition. We're both using Milwaukee Impact drivers today.
Yep.
Mine's the same old beast that I've had for the last couple of times. So let's see what happens. All good?
Let's do it.
Right. Izzy's going to do the stopwatch, so I can't cheat.
Okay.
All right. So you may insert your nozzle. All right.
One-handed, two-handed.
Oh, I can let you do 2 in case it jumps out. All right. Oh, I got a wonky screw then. Did you see that? Ready? Go on then, here's count us down. We go on 1, all right? Not 2, 1.
What?
Go on 1. We go on 1, yeah?
1, okay, go.
When he says 3, 2, 1, yeah?
Okay.
3, 2, 1, go.
Oh, smashed it! Smashed it! Well done, that man. Well done.
You went in a bit.
Well done. What time did we get his? Well, that's the end of the challenge for today. Obviously, Florian is the champion for today. We've got times up on the board, so let's just have a quick little look where he is. 2.16 seconds. Florian, he's into 2nd place. Whoever takes Gaz for fixed spot. Unlucky Gaz, still in 3rd place. But obviously, I'm still top of the board, as we expect, because I was a winner! But well done again, Florian, for that. Congratulations, we're all winners, really. And thanks for watching. Well, go on, you can do it. So yes, so I'd just like to say thanks again for listening. This has been Builders Banter, hosted by me, Stuart, sponsored by SM Home Improvements and Maintenance. And look forward to seeing you all again next time.
Yeah, next.
Got any peas?
Course sake, why didn't you bleeding tell me that I'm up the stairs already for that. They could tell me bleeding there. I'm up and down the shop all the time. I've got all the shop up and down in the help today. You must tell me when I'm planning things. I've got a plan by the How many do you want?
No, tins of peas. 3 tins of peas.
You're having me on, aren't you? There we are. Right.
Pumps.
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 And pumps, foot pumps, come on.
Foot pumps.
Foot pumps, foot pumps. You see the foot pumps? Tidy up in you. There we are.
No pumps for your feet. Brown pump size 9.
You are having me on. You are definitely having me on.
No.
You are having
Washers.
What? Windscreen washers, car washers, dishwashers, floor washers, back scrubbers, lavatory cleaners, floor washers.
Half-inch washers.
Oh, tap washers, tap washers.
Yeah.
Look, I've had about enough of this. Give us that list. Make it all myself down here. What's this? What's that? Oh, that does it. That does have it. I've had just about enough of this. Mr. Jones, you come out and service customer, please. I've just about had enough of this. Look what he's got on there. Look what he's got on there.
Right. How many would you like? 1 or 2? Oh.